welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's stream, I'm going to keep working on my background and a few assets. So I was able to finish blending the sky. I had done that off stream. Now I'm just going to be working on some buildings. And so I'm trying to figure out which building I want to draw first. Hmm. Over time, I definitely think I've gotten better when it comes to things like drawing line art. I'm no master, but I do like to think that my skills have definitely grown. Things have been going pretty nice so far. I don't want to jinx anything, but I've been having a nice time. When I can, I like to work on this, and I have also had a few other mini projects I'm working on. I think I'm working on thing. I'm working on a new banner. That's close to done. I just need to finish coloring a character that I'm going to put on the banner. Next, I have business cards I'm working on. I want to get those ready for when I go to ECGC. After that, I've also been working on some new animation exercises. I'm trying to get my faces and my emotions better. When it comes to basic animation, like actions and other straightforward things like walking or running or, dare I say, even fights, that comes more easy and natural to me. Though I do need to work on things like my faces and shifting between emotions, like from calm to angry or other things like that. So how I think I'm gonna go about it is I'll definitely put different buildings on different layers, and then, oh, excuse me, and then later I'm gonna come back and color them because while I do have the basic shape of the buildings I want to make, when it comes to actually coloring them, I kind of don't know what I want to go for. So, just a bit of a sad warning, this stream may end up being a bit shorter. I'll definitely try to shoot for 12, but if time isn't on my side, then at the very least, the stream's gonna go from like 11:30, maybe 11:45. And essentially, why I'm saying that is because there's some last minute stuff that needs to be done. So, my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, she passed away a few days ago. And I'm gonna have to the like my mom's branch of the family, we're all deciding to go to Virginia. Then we're gonna get a van and go to Connecticut, where we'll attend her funeral. And yeah, I was fairly close to my great aunt. She was an awesome person. My mom was very close to her. It's like, you know how sometimes you have that one family member that you can just tell everything to? It was kind of like that. Where my mom, she felt like she could tell my great aunt everything. And like when things were difficult, she would always go to her. And even after my own grandmother passed, my aunt really took on that guide role for my mom. Like whenever my mom was having an issue, she would always turn to my aunt and say, "Hey, this is what's going on. Like, my siblings are crazy," or like, stuff like that. And the strange thing is that what I've noticed is, despite growing up, you're still that same kid at heart. That's the funny thing is that people always say, "Oh, grow up," but once you get older, like you're still doing the same thing that you did as a kid, or you're still liking the same stuff you liked when you were younger. You change, but not that much. I mean, I guess siblings will always be siblings. I mean, then again, I don't have siblings, so I wouldn't know for too sure. But So I could make this purely geometric, but what I want to do is give the piece some slight distortions. Because if I make it too geometrically perfect, then it would take away from the emotion and the composition that I'm trying to convey through this piece. You know, I think the line art might be easier if I actually just zoomed out and use longer strokes. Because this is actually causing me to have to go back in my mind, and my lines don't look that clean. So I'm actually going to try that. I guess zooming out really does help. So if you're ever trying to get nice angles or crisp shapes and you want your lines to follow through and not be choppy, just zoom out. Definitely helped me. Oh, and I am also working on another video, and I'm going to. Well, first I need to write a script for it, but I'm planning on releasing it. You see, I might actually end up releasing it late because I wasn't intending on myself to procrastinate. It's like, how do I put it? It's not like I'm losing my artistic spark. I still love animation, I still love drawing, and I still love my art. Rather, it's after getting off of work, I get so tired, like I'm looking forward to my days off. So it's like I really just want to stay home and chill out. So I'll end up, so I end up like playing video games or watching TV and not doing what I'm supposed to do. Or like I'll have animate or Photoshop on in the background and I'll try to like draw or do art while I'm watching TV. And sometimes I just can't do that. Sometimes I just shouldn't be doing that because then my attention gets pulled in different directions. But man, I really need to work on that. It's like since starting my job, I've really just wanted to find a new job and find a better one. So like sometimes I'll apply to like 6 or 7 jobs a day and then wait for a week or two to roll by and sorry you didn't get accepted, blah blah blah, generic rejection email. Then I spiral into depression for like a few days. Then it's like it's just monotony. And it's to the point where I've started counting how many hours I got left and it's like the days I go to work seem to go by fast because it's like my brain just automatically blanks those out, or my perception of time increases to where it just doesn't, I just don't feel anymore. And so then I get home and I might try to draw or I might try to do something real quick. Then I pass out. Then, boom, it's the next day. And I try to draw a little bit before I get ready for work. And it's like a cycle where it just keeps going on and on and on. And some of the managers, some of the coaches over there are crazy. Like they say, oh no, you can't go to lunch, or no, you can't go on break. I have XYZ for you to do. And it's like, it's just crazy. Then I have to deal with like crazy customers that don't know how to read or can't use their context clues because they be saying, "Oh, can you put the screen protector on for me?" I'm like, "No, I can't do that. Can you activate the phone for me?" "No, I can't do that." Okay, so starting off, we are where I work, we are not allowed to activate phones. We have no process of like activating a phone for people. If we do and something fucks up, then we are the ones liable and we can lose our job or at the very least get points taken from us, what have you. So generally speaking, we're not allowed to activate phones. We're not allowed to sell displays. None of that. And so that also extends to putting screen protectors on people's phones. People will say, "Oh, can you put the screen protector on for me?" No, we're not allowed to do that. Now, if it's like a very elderly person, sometimes certain associates will try to help them. Personally, I don't, because the only reason why they ask you to do something is because they just don't want to be held liable. Like that's really what it boils down to, is if they fuck up something or do something wrong, they don't want to be held liable. That's why customers ask associates to do it. And that's why I say, sorry, it's against company policy. We're not allowed to do XYZ, because if we fuck up, they can tell our managers or they can tell our supervisors, like, hey, so and so did XYZ, and now I don't like the way this looks, or now I don't like XYZ. And then who gets in the shitter? I do. So I just say, no, sorry, we can't do that. No, sorry, we don't do that. We're not allowed to. Which isn't a complete lie, because we're not supposed to be doing that anyway. Like managers will say, like, you're not allowed to be doing that. We don't do that. We don't provide those services. We do not provide tech support. All we do is sell XYZ or give you XYZ, or the most we can do is like take the security tag off of stuff, things like that. And then don't even get me started on the customers. Like, so I genuinely think that some of the customers that walk into these stores, they're either illiterate or hard headed as shit, because they'll be trying to buy tablets, I mean screen protectors, or they'll be trying to buy cases, and then they're opening the packaging or opening it to see what it looks like, and then they don't even buy the shit, and they're not even clean with how they open it. So it's like you just tore up the damn box, or you didn't put it away right, and now nobody's gonna want to buy it, because nobody in their right mind is going to buy a broken box or a torn in box. So then we have to either take the item to claims, or we have to mark down the price of the shit, which is annoying as hell. And like, I'm just like, they should really give us like a cattle prod, like give us like a cattle prod or a taser or something. So then like each time someone tries to open something, we can just threaten to shock them. I genuinely think that if we could do that, or if we had like an item like that, it would definitely decrease the amount of just dumbass people. And that's the wild shit, is the merchandise has pictures of what the object looks like on the cover or on the side. So people are opening radios, and people are opening speakers, and even freaking TV antennas to see what it looks like. And I'm like, are you ignorant or are you just stupid? Because there are pictures for that. Like you literally see, there are literally pictures to where you can at least imagine, or at least how big it's gonna be. And it's not like, and the box can only contain so much. Like, use your freaking context clues. If the box is what, 5 feet long, then you don't need to break open the box to see how big your antenna is. I tell you, crazy ass people be coming into this store. That's why I need to get a new job, because I feel like if I stay there any longer, I'm gonna catch a case. I'm gonna catch a case. I'm gonna do something to a manager. I'm gonna do something to a customer. Oh, Lord have mercy. building 1 is down. Now, obviously, I'm not going to draw each individual building on their own layer, but I do plan on having different clusters of buildings drawn. Because if I were to try and go the long route and draw every individual building and then try to export those different assets, I would be here forever, and then it's just not going to be interesting for you or me. So, like, I'm just gonna, cut to the point. So, I do think that long term, New York, or rather, Neo New York, this city that I'm drawing, or rather, this specific setting, is going to be one of the long term ones just because I love the idea of having this metropolis city with floating islands and different floating buildings. And I will say that one of the, excuse me, and I will say that one of the things that very much inspired me was Gravity Rush. And Gravity Rush, or some people call it Gravity Days, is a game in which you play as, dang, I forgot her name. I think her name is like Cat or something. And she is a gravity shifter. So her whole thing is that she has the ability to fly and she has other gravity centric powers. And one of the locations is this big metropolis city. And it's not like I ripped the concept straight from them, but when I was looking at different science fantasy media, I looked at, well, first off, I looked at cyberpunk and high fantasy on their own, as well as modern fantasy. So I had looked at Cyberpunk Red in 2077, the anime. I looked at Ghost in the Shell. I've seen different high fantasy shows and movies and podcasts like Dungeons and Dragons, what was it, Merlin, and Dragonheart, as well as Lord of the Rings and their series. I then looked at different modern fantasies, so things like Teen Wolf, Vampire Diaries, the originals, and World of Darkness. So that is really how I was able to forge these concepts and ideas for the world. So it's not really a mishmash. Rather, this is still a very completely unique idea. I just took inspiration, or I wanted to sort of take a look at other concepts, see how they refine theirs, and attempted to do the same with mine. Which is why setting and background is very important, because it is through the setting and through the background we get an understanding of what this world is like. And the world has definitely changed. The world is definitely different. And so I almost want to have a theme or a sort of go about where the advancements of technology and magic equal adaptation. So when it comes to different revolutionary and human centric media, when it comes to stories and the like, there's often depictions of terraforming or people forcing the land to adjust to them. So the building of dams, other terraforming methods, we see that a lot in Avatar and Avatar the Last Airbender and the Avatar movie with like the giant cat people. Uh and other forms of terraforming. I think terraforming was in Star Wars and Star Trek too, maybe. I'm not too sure. I remember this one show. I think it was like a show or a movie where the people were like trying to change the land to get ready for different human settlers. It was a long time ago. I forgot the name of it and I even forgot like the characters, but that was one of the big plot points that I remembered. But essentially, one of the things that has been expressed through media and through media that specifically pertains to humanity is our propensity and our ability to adapt the land to fit us. However, what I wanted to do with this is we're not adapting the land to fit us. Rather, in Witches 13, we are adapting ourselves and our building structure to live in this land. So there are teleportation glyphs, there are flying vehicles, there are magic roadways that levitate or that are able to be temporarily manifested. We have public transportation, different things like that. So for the most part, this is a city. It's just the people have adapted to live in this city. And I do think over my time out, uh, when I'm gonna be riding to Connecticut, I'll probably do some rough sketching and other sketches in the car or in the van, and I'll try to like draw different things and work on different things on how a society would actually adapt to living on floating islands. And I will say that I don't want them to have like concrete walls or metal fences around the islands because that would almost feel like prison or it would almost feel like jail. So I do want to sort of design and draw out maybe these special runes or this special magical fence or magical net that sort of catches people who fall off or who wander too far, as well as different magic items or spells that can be learned that sort of teach people how to cushion themselves or teach people how to fly or teleport or like lower the speed at which they descend so then they don't plummet to their death. Different things like that. Oh yeah, I have been checking my channel here and there, and I just want to say thank you. 205 subscribers. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Slow growth is good growth, and I really love and appreciate just everything. all you guys do, the occasional rewatching of my old videos, everything. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. And I'm not the best. I don't really stand out in any particular way. But I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate everything, all the support, all of the love. I definitely love and really appreciate the uptick in comments I'm getting. Honestly, I'm the kind of person I live for comments. Like likes are nice and subscriptions are nice. Subscriptions are always welcome. But if you can send me a comment, I will be in love. I love comments. I love getting comments. I love people saying XYZ about my stuff. Anything that has to do with comments is welcome to me. Like that's one of the things I live for is I live for people's reactions and people's thoughts and feelings. If you can share with me how you really feel about my work and about my art, that would be awesome. Like I love when people say like, "Oh, you invoked an emotion in me," or "Oh, this was amazing," or "Oh, this is something that people need to hear." If I can make an impact on someone and if I can help them, that's really what I do this for. I'm an animator. I'm a visual storyteller. I want to invoke an emotion in people. I don't really care about messages or trying to push a narrative. What I truly care about is just people feeling something from what I create and draw and do. That's what I live for the most. And I guess that's really why I've continued with animation as long as I have, and which is why I try to strive and work so hard, is because it's not really about the politics or pushing some agenda or even trying to make or trying to push an agenda or try to be like a black animator that's trying to tell black stories. I really don't care about that. I just want to tell stories. I just want to make something that is good and that is different. And I also want to have animation be seen as a viable storytelling medium. And what's so wild and crazy to me is something like Avatar can get a bunch of attention, and Avatar is primarily animation. Avatar is primarily CG effects. It's just the CG is so good that it looks lifelike. But then you have like actual shows and movies like Princess Mononoke or Madoka Magica or Overlord or other animations that get acclaim like Avatar The Last Airbender, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Ghost in the Shell, other things like that. But because you're from the West or because you're this trying to be grown, trying to be tough, American person, you're like, oh, animation is for kids, cartoons are for kids. Like, that's one of the reasons why I did my whole research video essay was to track that behavior. And my study concluded that they're just a bunch of, latchkey kids trying to be taken seriously, as well as, the religious satanic panic villainizing animation. So it's like, come on. Like, you guys watch Prince of Egypt. You guys will, like, tout and say, oh, Prince of Egypt. For those of you who are religious, you will tout and say, oh, Prince of Egypt is a massive. Was it Prince of Egypt? I think I'm just spouting at the mouth. Prince of Egypt was the movie about Moses, correct? Yes, it was Prince of Egypt. Like, religious folks will tout and say, "Oh, Prince of Egypt is amazing. It's a movie masterpiece. It brings God's story to the forefront for anyone to view and see." But in that same breath, they'll say, "Oh, Pokemon is demonic, and you capture monsters, or you summon demons." And I'm like, clearly, we have lost this battle, and it's even gone as far as to, like, Christian people are attacking Genshin Impact as well. Like, I've seen a few videos where religious folks will say, like, Genshin Impact is demonic, and they have all these characters named after demons and stuff like that, or talking about, like, killing gods. And I'm like, this could be the topic for another video, but if I'm being completely honest, I would argue that Genshin Impact brings people closer to God, because it's through these different archetypes that it's through these different archetypes of how gods are presented that really educates us and really can, dare I say it, almost give us empathy. Like, you have characters like Venti and Zhongli. Like, Zhongli's whole character arc is he faked his death because he doesn't want his people to be too dependent on him. And so, how does that relate to the Christian God? How many people call themselves messengers? We don't have prophets. We don't have people like Moses or Abraham who can hear God anymore. Or if we do, they're not very vocal, and they don't have much acclaim. So it's like, you'd think that perhaps God doesn't want us to be dependent. God has given us faith, and that faith should be enough alone for us. We have characters like the Raiden Shogun A, whose whole character arc is divine knowledge and knowing what's best for her people. Like, yeah, she was wrong in the end, but God does things for a reason. God flooded the earth. God set a bush on fire. Like, in the end, there was a reason behind it. So it's not like our God is this malevolent, evil being. Just a lot to think about, and I'm really just saying this off the cuff. But if you were to give me some time to, like, actually write a dissertation paper or, like, write a video essay, I could go in depth and in real detail about it, but I'm not going to. And this channel isn't really for, like, religious discussion. However, I will say that as a character designer, as a world builder, and as a animator and storyteller in general, as well as someone who's done research on this particular topic of the Satanic Panic, I can say that religious people, especially Christians, have a difficulty and, dare I say, inability to use symbology or parable, which is kind of ironic because if you actually read the Bible, God used a lot of analogies. Jesus spoke in parables and analogy. If you like really read your Bible. Anyway, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of I'm not gonna harp too much on this topic. Okay, that's two buildings down. I wonder if there's any more to draw. Let's see. I was actually thinking, what if I could animate like interlaced animations? Like, you know how in some buildings they have those giant projectors on the side of their buildings? I wonder if I could figure out a way to have a building and then sort of superimpose another animation on the side of that object. And then I could maybe use like a motion tween or maybe some type of effect in After Effects to have it slowly and gradually move along with its bounds on the object. This actually has me thinking, like, now that I'm actually working on like a city and different things are being played in my mind, I'm thinking like, how do I do this? How do I do that? What would make this look better? Like, I got about what 10, 20 more minutes before I have to cut the stream. This is coming along quite nicely, and I've really been enjoying working on this. I'm in the last legs of my teaser trailer. Just gotta finish on these assets, and then I'm gonna be done. Done. And I don't know. I'm kind of excited, but I'm also kind of scared because, like, I don't know. What if it doesn't get traction, or what if it only gets one view? I mean, I know I've grown a lot. I have grown a lot. I've gotten better. Definitely gotten better at my craft. I can't wait to see what happens next. I can't wait to see what will become of this. Okay, next is this building. So I have two more I think either one or two more big buildings I need to draw. Then I have these different sky islands and sky buildings. Though, barring this one right here, as well as the other one that appears over there, I think I can actually draw these in clusters. think I'm gonna finish this building and then call it. So let me just see right here. Okay, then I just need to do some cleanup, but yeah, I think I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call it, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. Yeah, but this was fun. This is definitely exciting. Sadly, I will not be streaming next Tuesday, though I might do like a double stream. So I might stream Thursday night and then Friday at my usual time. There's just a lot of stuff to think about and a lot of stuff to do. But for the rest of the day, I'll probably work on some line art a bit more, work on my new banner, work on some business cards, and a few other, shopkeeping things, an animation here or there. But that's pretty much how the rest of my day is going to sum up. The reason why I'm cutting the stream early is because I'm supposed to be going to get a new excuse me. I'm going to be getting a new tuxedo shirt. I already bought my tie and pocket square. I just need to buy a new shirt because I lost some weight. I used to be 240. Now I'm down to like 200. So I lost 40 pounds. That's amazing. Yay me. Anyway, but yeah, please rewatch some of my old videos. Be on the lookout for a new video I have cooking. And just catch me in my community posts or catch me in my comments. And if you want to, or if you want to engage with me, some other way, then by all means try to. But yeah, that's just about it. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share. If you want to, it's completely up to you. I also have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee in the description below, as well as a Fiverr account that you can get in contact with me and get me to do some freelance stuff for you if you want. But yeah, that's about it. That does it. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you corner creeps in my next video or stream. Bye.